the purpose of this particular part of this afternoon's proceedings is to say in a special way thank you to Professor Janice Levy from Ithaca, who spent 2 weeks here with 12 superstar young Antiguans and Barbudans. And I wanted Dr. Levy to just spend a few moments telling us about how things went. And then we have very simple tokens for both Professor Levy and Professor Morrison. Professor Levy, please join us up here. And thank you for coming. I know you're not feeling 100%, but I really appreciate you being here. Please.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for being here. The Honorable Dr. Spencer Baldwin, thank you for coming out for this special occasion, Dr. Mansour and everyone else. We live in a rapidly changing global society, and those nations who support acquisition and access to technology and provide the education to use it and work with integrity and purpose will flourish. The students who spent time with me this week are some of the students, some of the people who will go on to shape the future of this nation. And I feel really privileged to have had the chance to work with them this past week and a half, 2 weeks. In 1992, I came here with a group of Ithaca College students with the idea of teaching photography and making that class available also to Antiguans, because I believed that when somebody comes to another nation, another country, that it should always be a collaboration. Before I came here, though, for that particular workshop, we had to think about how we were going to deal with equipment. At that time, digital photography was relatively new and very expensive, still is to some degree. And I had to convince the administration at my college, Ithaca College, and the Park School of Communication to let me take our brand new digital cameras and computers to Antigua so we could make this happen. Initially, they said, when I said, can we take 15 cameras, digital cameras and laptops to Antigua so I can conduct this workshop where we'll have 8 or so Ithaca College students, and I don't know if it was 4 or 5 Antiguans, including Gemma Hazelwood, who has been my amazing assistant throughout this whole workshop. And I just have to interject that there's nothing more gratifying than having your student become your colleague. I said to the dean at the time, may we take our cameras that our Ithaca College students use, bring them down here? They said, absolutely not. The liability is too great. What happens, I mean, is there sand in Antigua? I said, yeah, there's sand. It's an island, there's sand. Beautiful beaches, And they said, we can't risk taking the equipment out of the country. Besides, we'll have all kinds of problems. There's, customs, all this. And so one of the solutions that they had was to put these cameras and laptops in a huge container and have them shipped down here. They had all these crazy ideas. And so I said, look, and I'll be back in a few. I went down to Staples. I'll try and make this story short, but it's so interesting and funny. And I got backpacks from our Staples, which is an office supply store. Put the cameras in the backpacks, and I said, look, this is what what we can do. And finally, I said, look, I will guarantee that every camera will come back undamaged. If not, I will personally pay for it. We came down with the borrowed equipment from Ithaca College, again, much to their unhappiness, and we had this amazing workshop. But we were working in makeshift spaces, and it was not ideal. If we were to have this workshop today, and this facility didn't exist, my Ithaca College students would be fine, because pretty much now they're required to have digital cameras, and most of them have their own laptops anyway. But the collaboration with the Antiguan students couldn't exist. because how many of you Antiguan students have your own cameras? None. How many of you have your own laptops? Maybe 2 out of the 12 to 15 that we had in the program. It's only because of this facility that these students were able to do the work that they did. The photographs that are hanging on the wall outside here are a testament to what people are capable of doing given the facilities, the equipment, the opportunity, and the education to do it. Some of the pictures that you see hanging on the wall here were made the second day these students had the cameras in their hand. The second day. I probably don't need to say any more, except that I want to say that working with you guys has been incredibly gratifying. When I stood at this podium less than 2 weeks ago, I said it was going to be a really intense, powerful, packed week. You guys have really risen to the occasion. I worked you really, really hard. You worked really hard. During this time, you learned to access your own vision. You learned how to work as professionals. None of these photographs have been altered in any significant way digitally. They are what we would call straight photographs. In other words, they were shot that way. The students learned how to take advantage of this amazing light that you have in Antigua. So the portraits that you see outdoors were made against a background, a paper background that we put on the windows on the outside of the building. They learned Photoshop techniques. And again, only because we have this equipment and the students have this facility that any of this was possible. So education is the future. It's essential that young people have access to technology and that they understand how to use it, how to disseminate it, how to access their own vision, and how to move forward in this rapidly changing world. So I want to thank you, actually. You're the ones that I want to thank for basically providing this fabulous opportunity for these students, and they will in some way carry this forward for the rest of their lives in whatever they end up doing. So thank you guys, really.
Would you like to say a few words? We're basically done with the formalities and we're just left with the 2 tokens.
Yes, just quickly to say that I was here at the beginning, and I'm very happy to be here at the end. And from what I gather, the experience, whatever transpired over the last 2 weeks or so, would have been quite interesting, and I gather that all the students would have done exceptionally well. The idea behind it, obviously, is to ensure that we impart skills to a variety of individuals in various fields. A lot of things are happening in the technological world today. It's moving apace literally on a daily basis. All sorts of things are happening in the world of technology, and the whole idea is to ensure that we equip our young people in particular with certain skills that are marketable, skills that are transferable, skills that they can utilize, not only for their own self-development, but in the process of transformation of society, these skills become extremely important. So I want to thank Dr. Levy for coming and for doing this for us. I also wish to place on record the Ministry of Science and Technology Telecoms that's headed by Dr. Mansour and a great team of individuals have been really doing a great deal to sensitize and to bring Antigua and Barbuda into the modern age of technology and to have us at the cutting edge of it. And I just want to commend them for the excellent job that they have been doing. And, you know, amidst here this afternoon for this brief closing ceremony, we have Dr. Morrison and his team from UTech doing some things here in Antigua and Barbuda. So it's all coming together in an excellent way. We're utilizing whatever is available in terms of the human resource, whatever is available in terms of devices, modern devices to ensure that as we live in a global village, we take advantage of the fact that having these skills are extremely important. So I just want to thank everybody for coming together and doing this, and we look forward to another session, whether it's going to be in photography or some other area. But this has to be a continuing process as it evolves over time, and we spread this whole thing so that a gamut of young people would be embraced in this exciting program of technological transformation, modernization of society using technology as a tool for that transformation. Thank you very much.
Yes, understood.
Dr. Levy? On behalf of the government of Antigua and Barbuda, and more particularly on behalf of the Ministry of Telecom, Science and Technology, we want to thank you very much for spending some quality time with us and for doing such an excellent job. And this is just a small token of our appreciation and love. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Oh, the cadets. Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Should I take a picture of it? Oh my God, it's photographable. Quick, somebody take a picture. It's beautiful.
Dr. Levy, on behalf of the cadets, we would like to present you with our homemade fruit basket. We know you love fruit, so we tried to do something special for you because this program has really meant a lot to us. I mean, we made you shout at us. We're sorry for pushing you to the edge, but we just want to know that we greatly appreciate you and hope you accept our token. And also, we have a poet in our group who wrote you a personal poem. So we do hope.
Cry.
Don't do.
Would you read? Oh.
So we hope you love it and know that you're always welcome here. Thank you for making a life-changing opportunity to us.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. And of course, Dr. Morrison, the president of the University of Technology of Jamaica, can I say of the Caribbean and the world? Yes. Yes, we appreciate your efforts here, the fact that you decided to come and to bring a delegation with you and to have spent some time here. Coming out of this, we are expecting some very exciting things happening between Antigua and Barbuda and UTech. And just a small token of our appreciation, we want to present this to you.
Thank you so much.
Very well.